Wednesday's meeting at the White House was just one of a series of events, including here in Montana, where citizens demanded action. At noon, Helena High School students in Missoula joined other schools around the country in holding a walkout. The walkout comes in response to last week's mass school shooting in Broward County, Florida, which killed 17 students. Hellgate students gathered on both sides of the Higgins Avenue Bridge, holding signs and chanting for gun control. The purpose was twofold: to protest gun violence and show support for the victims of last week's shooting. Students say they are frustrated with the lack of action regarding gun control and said it's time for their voice to be heard.
It's a stand of solidarity with Florida and saying that they're not alone and that we want to see change too. It's not just them alone in this fight, and that students are working together.
We're the next generation coming into the world, and the importance of us doing this is to show students all over the country really that we have a voice.
Across town, students at Big Sky High School also staged a student walkout. Well, Darby school superintendent confirmed Wednesday another social media threat towards the school. Lloyd Renneker says a student brought forward a Snapchat thread they discovered from an anonymous, unidentifiable account around 10:30 yesterday morning. He said they contacted parents and many of them picked up their students. He said the school was not in lockdown, but students were restricted to the main building. Extra law enforcement officers were at the school, including Sheriff's Department officers and Darby police. However, classes will be in session today after investigators identified the device that posted the threats hundreds of miles away. This follows another social media threat incident made by a student who was suspended and charged with felony intimidation and assault with a weapon earlier this week. Meanwhile, Granite County sheriffs are investigating a threat made to Phillipsburg school students. The threats are directed towards a group of students and were made by a juvenile under the age of 18. He is being charged with 1 count of felony intimidation and 3 counts of misdemeanor assault. While no students were harmed, Granite County Sheriff Scott Dunkerson says all threats will be taken seriously. Closer to home, Helena school district leaders say they are investigating a Capitol High School student over an online video showing him displaying a firearm. But they say they don't believe the video was a direct threat of violence. Administrators say a male student posted a video on the social network Snapchat showing him holding a gun and asking whether simply owning a gun made somebody a threat. When the district learned of the video, they say they immediately removed the student from the school. The district has formed a threat assessment committee to investigate the incident. They will determine whether any further action should be taken against the student.
We appreciate the fact that these matters are brought forward so that we can properly investigate them to make sure that our student population is as safe as we can possibly make it.
The Helena Police Department says they are also aware of the post and have spoken to the student. They also believe there is no threat to the school or other students. HPD will refer the issue to the county attorney's office for any possible charges.